everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time for episode 7 of the Halloween 15 for 2022. And this time out, I wanted to take a look at 1988's The Blob, the remake of the 1958 movie of the same name. And this, of course, concerns a blob that basically wants to eat an entire town. If you're familiar with the original 1958 movie with Steve McQueen, the monster, the blob, comes to Earth in a meteor and basically starts rolling around the town and eating kids and eating people and whatnot. And at its core, the 1988 version is the same movie, but they've updated it quite a bit. They've kind of changed the way the government works into the plot. I don't want to spoil anything. It introduces, I don't want to call it an undercurrent, but that's kind of what it is. It's this undercurrent of humor and silliness through the whole thing, because we're talking about a giant ball of jello that rolls around and kills people. And the thing that I have to say, and just have to emphasize, that this movie is just a lot of fun. If you're a horror movie aficionado, or just a monster movie fan, if you're a fan of the original 1958 version, you like silly movies, this is for you. It's got some great practical effects. The performances are genuinely good all around. Kevin Dillon plays Brian Flagg, who's sort of this bad boy, like almost like a 1950s bad boy leather jacket motorcycle type. Anti-hero, I guess. Shawnee Smith plays Meg, and she's this hot cheerleader who's sort of a, goody two-shoes. But of course, she is paired up with Brian, the bad boy, and, she turns into a little bit of a badass herself. There's really not a whole lot to this movie other than it's a giant blob that rolls around the town and eats people, just like the original. But like I said, it's been updated, sort of, I want to say, sort of a less, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, sort of a less naive worldview, I guess, is what's presented here. I have to certainly call out the creature effects by Lyle Conway. They're fantastic. And the best part about this movie is there's no CGI. It's all done with practical effects, and I gotta say, it is aged really well. I think this is a film, because it is a remake, sort of gets overlooked. And when we talk about horror movie remakes these days, we kind of look at them negatively, because there have been so many recent remakes of horror films that haven't lived up to the original. Say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, A Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know, I could go on and on. There's been so many. The Hills Have Eyes, Last House on the Left. But in the 80s, there was a string of horror remakes of movies from the 50s that actually worked pretty well. The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob. And I think this one gets overlooked and forgotten. And I really think that more people should see this, because I think now it really stands the test of time, especially the special effects and just the whole humorous aspect of it. And it's got a pretty good pedigree, too. The screenplay was written by Chuck Russell and Frank Darabont. Chuck Russell, of course, is the director of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. He also wrote that as well. And Frank Darabont, you may know him from some little movies called The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, and The Walking Dead. He was the original showrunner on that series. So there's a lot to be seen here and a lot of fun to be had. I gave this an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this all the way around. I was just really surprised by how much fun I had watching it, because I had never seen it before, and I don't know why I waited so long. I know it bombed at the box office when it originally came out in '88. I think it made only barely made $9 million, if that, and it cost somewhere between 10 and 20 million. So it tanked, and it tanked hard. but I think that it really deserves another look from audiences. So definitely, if you can find a way to see it, check it out. It is available from Scream Factory in a collector's edition, and I think it's more than worth your while to check it out. So I think so far into this year's Halloween 15, The Blob has been the most enjoyable experience I've had so far. So there you go. That's my review of The Blob from 1988. And as always, thanks for watching this far into the video. If you haven't done so already, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.